Hi, I'm Dr. Cooley, and I'm going to be discussing what I consider the 10 key principles of any low back injury. Low back pain can present itself in a bunch of different ways. It can be pain in the flank, it can be pain in the L5S1 area, pain in the pelvis, hips. It can be a disc injury that's causing pain down the leg. There's almost no end to how many different ways a low back injury can present itself. However, there are key concepts that are going to be true for almost any low back injury. And the first key concept to understand is that most people will overutilize their low back throughout activities of daily living. And if we take a step back for a second, this is really the only true statement you can make about any injury that occurs in the body. An injury will occur in the body, whether it's the shoulders, the knees, neck, anywhere, if the forces that are produced in that area are greater than that area's ability to adapt or oppose that force. And with regards to the low back, what basically ends up happening is most people overutilize these muscles of the low back to just get through life. Like, you will overutilize the muscles of your low back if you can't utilize your diaphragm well when you breathe. So if I'm not great at utilizing my diaphragm, when I go to breathe in, I'm gonna arch my back and I'll use my back to get that air in. I'll overutilize my low back when I walk if I spend too much time on my toes. I'll overutilize my low back when I'm reaching into a cabinet if I can't separate my shoulder from my spine. So if I reach for something like that, I'm not using my low back. But a lot of times I'll reach for something like this because I can't separate my shoulder blade from my back. So those are just little ways that someone will overutilize their low back just through like regular activities of daily living. And the main reason why people get too reliant on the low back musculature for life is, neurologically speaking, it's actually really easy for your brain to just turn on those low back muscles. If I want to produce a force quickly, one of the easiest things for me to do is to just hyperextend my back. If I'm going to lift groceries or lift dishes out of the dishwasher, it's a little bit trickier to teach my brain how to like get into my hip and not use my low back. It's a lot easier just to grab the groceries or grab the dish and just pop my back up this way. And over time, this over-reliance on the low back musculature to get through activities of daily living, those muscles will eventually fail. And in general, that's the most common link between any low back injury. If you can picture the person that's in low back pain, like an acute low back pain, they're typically, their back is locked out this way and they're kind of flexed at the hips. And this would be someone that's in like a lot of low back pain that really can't straighten out. It's not that these muscles are weak, they're actually in lockdown mode. You need to teach that body how to unlock these muscles and get their body weight back this way in order to bring that person out of that acute stage of pain. So essentially, all the principles that follow this one are, how do we take those forces that are getting concentrated in the low back and distribute them to the other areas of the body? But the first key concept to really understand is that typically in any low back injury, there's a concentration of force that's coming to the low back, and we need to redistribute that force out. Thanks.